Limited Run Games just had their E3 presentation, and even though they weren't actual E3 guests, they did a great job, and they really pumped me up for some of their releases, which we're going to talk about right now because they're Castlevania related. Yes. So, two things got announced. First off, physically, both Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Castlevania Rondo of Blood are coming physically as part of the Castlevania Requiem collection, and those are going to be released for PlayStation 4. So I'm pretty stoked for that. I'll buy it just because I'm such a big Castlevania fan, but I'm going to be honest, I don't even know if I'd open it or play it. I was not a fan of Castlevania Requiem, mostly due to the fact that, well, one, I've got Rondo of Blood a couple different ways digitally, so it'll be cool to physically own it on some sort of capacity. But this is not the Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night that we all played years and years and years ago. They have been redesigned in terms of the audio, so the voice acting has been updated and improved, so to speak, and I'm putting that in quotes just because I'm not a fan of what they did with the voice acting for Symphony of the Night in particular. I like the goofy, stupid, dumb, awesome Castlevania Symphony of the Night original voice acting. And, you've got Robert Belgrade in there doing Alucard. There's a couple other voice actors that I can't remember off the top of my head their names, but I know Robert Belgrade was the original Alucard, and I just can't picture anybody else as Alucard. And so this new version I'm not a fan of personally, but that doesn't change my opinion on whether or not I'm going to buy it or not, because I am a Castlevania collector. So that is the first bit of news. As far as additional content or information for that, they basically said stay tuned, it's coming in the future. So I'm gonna bet probably that this won't show its face until maybe October at the earliest, but also keep in mind that the original Castlevania Anniversary Collection that is currently up for sale for pre-order, which I did manage to get the pre-order for the Ultimate Collection, so I'm stoked for that. But yeah, that they announced last year as well, and it took them almost a year to get it put out. So I'm sure that there's going to be delays with this. I'm sure it's going to take a while, but who knows? Maybe with the success of the Anniversary Collection, maybe possibly we'll see more Castlevania physical items in the future. I'd love to see some reprints of some harder to find Castlevania games. It'd be really cool to see Castlevania Legends, get a physical reprint, who knows. The other part of the news is Castlevania Rondo of Blood is getting a localization on the Turbo Grafx CD for the very first time, which is huge, huge news. That is probably the more exciting news in my opinion. I did not ever suspect that would happen. Here's the thing. I sold my Turbo Grafx, and I did that because the Turbo Grafx Mini came out, and I saw the list of games that were on this Turbo Grafx Mini, and Rondo of Blood was on there, so I was like, I have 4 games for my Turbo, why should I bother holding on to it? So I ended up selling it. I got the Turbo Grafx Mini as a gift from, I think a Father's Day gift last year, I think it was, yeah. So, that's about it as far as the news goes. There's no official date for this either, but it's going to be a supposedly fully localized version of the game. Now, does that mean that it's going to have the English voice acting, which I don't believe has ever been present in any version of Rondo of Blood? Maybe no, not even the remake on the PSP had it. It was in German, the normal Rondo of Blood intro where everything's in German. But localization, as far as the actual dialogue that you see on the screen, that sort of stuff, the subtitles, I'm sure that'll be localized for English. They've done it before, of course, with Castlevania Requiem, and so yeah, that's what I suspect. But the more interesting thing is, what's going to come with that Ultimate Edition or the Special Edition, Classic Edition. I'm sure that they're going to announce. So that's going to be exciting. I'll probably buy it most likely just because I've never actually physically owned Rondo of Blood. So it'll be cool to get something like that. But oh man, like I want to get a Turbo Grafx CD now just so I could play this game, but they're so hard to find, they're so expensive. So it's like, is it really worth it? I could just play it on the Turbo Mini. I don't know, we'll see. I have a lot of questions about how much like the level of detail is that they're going to go into as far as like localizing Castlevania Rondo of Blood. So are they going to call it Rondo of Blood, or are they going to call it like Dracula X or whatever? I know Dracula X is like the Super NES like version of that game, which a lot of people feels inferior, but I gotta wonder if they're going to change the name. I don't know. That's a good question. So anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this Castlevania news. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, please keep comments respectful and constructive. That's about it for me. This is the Castlevania news station, if you will, giving you all Castlevania news as much as possible. We'll go into the Netflix stuff at a later date, but I hope you guys are having a great E3, and y'all stay tuned.